Well, we officially launched Anak Bangsa Malaysia on Hari Malaysia, 16th of September. The core group has been working very, very hard to take the forum and roadshow to Penang. This is our first stop. We had a workshop this morning for youth, half-day youth workshop. We had about 15 attendees, and I had a chance to chat with some of the youth who came, and most of them said they found it most useful, most productive. They learned something about the state of the country. They learned something about the need to rise above race, communal notions, which is really a large part of the message that the Saya Anak Bangsa Malaysia initiative wishes to take to the rakyat. For the forum today, we've had Fahmi Reza to share with the audience his own research in directing and producing the documentary Sepuluh tahun, sebelum, merdeka. Excellent presentation. Mustaqeem, we were very fortunate. He's with the Middle East Graduates Center in Kuala Lumpur, and he shared with the audience today that in Islam, this notion of race supremacy has no place, that Islam does not countenance communalism. I think this is a very important message that Malaysians must come to understand. We've had Dr. Azmi Sharom from University of Leow, who's shared with us his thoughts on the Constitution, in particular the proper understanding and interpretation of Article 153, which is often confused and used as the platform to contend for Ketuanan Melayu. He has categorically asserted that those who argue that Article 3 of the Federal Constitution makes this an Islamic state is completely baseless. We've had almost 40 years of race-based divide and rule. We can't change this overnight. Our effort, we in the Saya Anak Bangsa Malaysia initiative recognize that it's a long haul. It's going to be a long struggle, but we have to start somewhere. Ours is about working to change the hearts and the minds of the rakyat, to begin to think, to feel for this country as one people. It won't happen overnight.
So if we look at what we have today, there are two myths which are thrown around, and they have become used so much that some people have considered them to be truth, but they're not truth. They are actually lies. Yeah? They're downright lies. And the two myths, or myth/lies, are one, the concept of Malay supremacy, and two, the concept of the Islamic State. Both these things are not to be found anywhere in our constitution. Now, a lot of people say that because of Article 3 in our constitution, this country is an Islamic state. Nothing can be further from the truth. Article 3 says that Islam is the religion of the Federation. Yes, Islam is the religion of the Federation, but other religions may be practiced in peace and harmony in the Federation. Now, what does religion of the Federation mean? If we look at the Reid Commission, okay, now here's another little myth, a little mini myth, like mini-me, but mini myth. Okay, a mini myth is that the Constitution is the product of white people. The Mak Saleh came, the English, they gave us our constitution. So the constitution we have now is actually the product of the Mak Saleh who left us, okay? That's not 100% true. The Reid Commission was multiracial. And the reason why there was no Malayans in the Reid Commission was because none of the Malayans could figure out who should be in the Reid Commission. They were arguing with each other as to who should be in the Reid Commission. So in the end they said, okay, give it to a third party, a neutral group, but we will give comments. So the Reid Commission, the final work, the final constitution, is full, loaded with comments given from the alliance and the rulers and other stakeholders in the country at the time. We have historical evidence to show that Article 3 was never meant to suggest that this is an Islamic country and that the constitution is secular. So anyone who says otherwise is lying. It wasn't that long ago, in the 80s, there was a case called Jamaluddin Osman, where a young Malay man converted to Christianity and he was detained under the ISA for converting to Christianity. And the Supreme Court at the time held that this young man has a right to choose his religion under Article 11 of the Constitution. And his right to choose his religion, even if, and here he was a Muslim, leaving the Muslim faith, was protected by the Supreme Court of the day. That means any law which takes away your right, which is guaranteed in the Constitution, all right, is actually unconstitutional and should not be allowed. It just so happens that in recent years, our courts have become so cowardly that they have refused to take a stand and protect our constitutional rights. You have Article 153. Now, Article 153, it's been treated like a holy grail amongst the bigots and the Malay nationalists. Yeah? It's become like something which, I don't know, it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's so untouchable. It's like your virgin daughter. You cannot touch this thing. How dare you even look at her, right? Okay, it's that kind of madness. Now, if you look at 153 closely, there's no such thing as Malay rights. That's another misconception. That the word Malay rights does not exist. Right? What we have, the term that is used is the special position. Now, the king, and when we say the king, we mean the government, right, is empowered to take certain steps to protect the Malay special position, but there are provisos. Satu, the type of things which they are allowed to do is clearly stipulated in 153. So, for example, you can set quotas for scholarships, permits, all right, employment, for example, in government service. However, this is not a free hand, okay? Because 153 does say that it has to be reasonable. There is an element of reasonableness in there. And on top of that, 153 also states that the legitimate interests of all the other races must be protected. So there has to be a balance of reasonableness, okay? Now there's nothing in the Constitution that says, for example, that you, a Bumiputra, must get discounts on houses. That's not in the Constitution. Where did that come from? You wouldn't believe it that these people are from the same party which are governing us today, right? The Alliance in the Reid Commission stated, and I'm quoting, in an independent Malaya, all nationals should be accorded equal rights, privileges and opportunities, and there must not be discrimination on grounds of race and creed. The Alliance said this, and okay, here's a bigger surprise, the Sultans, the royal family, when they're not busy fighting each other in elevators and things like that, the rulers themselves said that they look forward to a time not too remote when it will become possible to eliminate communalism as a force in the political and economic life of the country.
It's a very good forum, and I think it will be an interesting afternoon, and some familiar faces, some new faces, so it will help people to see what they have in common with one another and promote this new identity of, well, it's not a new identity, it's an old identity of what it means to be a Malaysian, not just unthinking patriotic Malaysian, but a patriotic Malaysian who is concerned about issues of justice and human rights and all the other issues that are affecting society today.